Hi, my name is Tristan Field and I'm a proud First Nations person on my dad's side, and on my mum's side I'm also a very proud Sri Lankan person. I like to pay respects to the traditional custodians of the lands that we gather on today and where you are watching this right now. I like to pay respect to the elders that are past and present and the ones that we have here still on this earth, because they hold the values, they hold the knowledge, and they hold the stories. Like you're about to learn today, this is all about culture, this is all about sharing, and this is all about storytelling. Thank you for being here.
What I've loved most about podcasting is the storytelling. And a really special part of that is how conversations on mic spark some really important conversations with my own loved ones, and that passion to learn more about the richness of our roots. As Stuck in Between steps out of podcasting, I want to continue sharing stories and exploring a culture, but in new and different ways. For our first project, I brought together 75 South Asians of different ages, backgrounds, and walks of life to ask questions like, what does our culture need to do better?
So much. How much time do we have?
Who's your favorite relative and why?
Oh, gonna start drama.
My cousins will see this and they'll roast me, bro. If sees this and I say it's not, I'm done, bro. I'm done.
What moment in your life has most shaped the person you are today?
Leaving Sri Lanka.
Tell me about that.
No, that'll get me crying.
What does it mean to be Australian?
Having kotroti on a Saturday and a barbecue on Sunday.
Do you speak your mother tongue?
Yes, I do.
Can you spread a message of love in your language?
අපි එකිනෙකා වැළඳගමු සියලුම වෙනස්කම් පස කළා.
In hopes of helping to break barriers within our community to engage more openly, honestly, and foster a deeper understanding of who we are. This is Pulse Check. What is your favorite thing about South Asian culture?
I love that our homes and kitchens are open to everybody.
The colour, the fanfare, the vibrancy. People don't mess around with the way they dress, they emote, they express. I really enjoy that.
The titles that we have for each other. So immediately identifying someone as uncle, auntie, ayya, nangi, akka, anna. I love that because it immediately builds a familial connection even with a stranger.
Two things. The food, coming from India, the north to the south, the cuisine changes every 25 to 30 kilometers. The second thing is the landscapes. The tropics always provide some of the most beautiful landscapes.
Textiles. I love things that shine and glitter, so I love the beadwork and the embroidery and the talent that's there around that kind of craftsmanship.
The arts, there are a lot of values that's attached to it. Perseverance, respect. Key learnings about the stories that is passed down from our ancestors.
I love that we have basically got the Marvel Cinematic Universe in our gods. We've got Hanuman, he's flying around doing powerful stuff. Ganesh is my favorite because he's super out of shape. I love that, representation. I'm like, hell yeah. DC versus Marvel is what Mahabharata was. It's just so much fun.
Food, art, so that's like dance, songs, literal art, poetry, and family.
The fact that we are able to come together as a community and bring thousands and thousands of years of history to be able to live that through us in these modern times is actually pretty amazing.
I love that we're unapologetic in who we are and we celebrate that regardless of what anyone else thinks.
Beauty in languages and how we have so much variety through language and music.
The complexity and reward of dealing with family and community, all the drama, support, nagging and love that comes with it.
How festive everything is. It's not even just about Diwali and all that, but even like World Cup is a festival, like everything's a festival.
Our clothing is beautiful. It has a lot of meaning behind it. Sometimes it's very simple, sometimes it's not, and everything has its own meaning and place.
The communal generosity, I think we always come together and do big acts of giving.
All of the culture, the food, the music, cinema, just the people. It's just such a rich, awesome, diverse, multifaceted melting pot. It's almost like, completely different, but at the end of the day, we all come together as one.
I think the legacy we carry, the way we are brought up, the traditions that are imbibed into us, family, history, culture, arts. I grew up in a system where I used to feel that the air had music. The body that we lived in had some kind of an inborn rhythm. And I don't mean a percussive rhythm, but a rhythm that gave you a sense of security, of the bigger. I think that is our richness.
The arts and food.
Food, of course. Definitely food.
The food or Bollywood, the classics. The food is so rich and tasty and diverse.
It's
the way people actually show love.
Cooking together in the kitchen, it's about one person doing one thing, the other person doing the other thing. The aromas, the flavors, it has a very therapeutic touch to it.
The identity. Our culture teaches us so much. If you look at some of the stories from our culture and from our history, it is a culture that gives us resilience, it gives us integrity, and it gives us so much character if we're willing to learn from our culture.
I don't know, it's a vibe. It's so rich.
The family community doesn't even have to be family. I've got people that I think of as blood relatives, such as a grandma who's not actually my grandma.
Because they respect their parents and elders and look after us when we are old.
Belonging, and that everyone tends to help each other out.
That sense of warmth that comes part and parcel with our culture.
There's immediately a connection. It doesn't need to be this kind of formalized way of introduction. It's kind of like, cool, I see you, I hear you, we're here together. And that's what I really appreciate.
Not that it's one monolith of a culture. South Asian culture can mean so many things. It includes hundreds, if not thousands, of different cultures, cuisines, religions, practices, beliefs, values. It's so many things. And as we make them more and more practical and relevant to us and the times that we live in, I think they're grounding and so rich and beautiful.
It's incredibly diverse, full of difference, and I truly believe it is a culture that celebrates all these differences.
The richness of the art and the strong values it stands for.
Personally, dance, I just think it's such a window to what it means to be South Asian.
There's no other culture in the world with such a diverse palette of music, depending on where it comes from. There's a different flavor from different parts of the subcontinent. Nothing sounds the same.
Anything performing arts, any South Asian culture has the best of.
The colors, it's the traditions, the rituals, it's the coming together of people, it's actually being really inclusive and really open to other people experiencing what our culture has to offer.
Illustrious history and the fact that some of these teachings are still available to us. We can draw on thousands of years of knowledge and cultural heritage, which is important because we're in a changing world, and I think it's one thing that's quite constant and can be quite a source of comfort and strength. And the lessons are still quite relevant.
We talk a lot about the weird dynamics that we have within like family and stuff. Even though sometimes you may not get the best support in the way that you need, but just having that really deep tradition of togetherness rooted in family and community.
Family and the welcome.
Driven within the way we treat each other is care and compassion for others.
The value of respect is the most important thing for me.
Being cared for.
Probably the sense of community and the love for community.
You are innately diverse just by being from that region. That's the best part. There's so many different ways to be one identity, which is very, very interesting, especially when you're one body that houses multiple identities. It makes you feel a little bit less alone.
It's so rich. There's just so much to it, like from the language to just the values growing up, the movies to the music. There's too much. I literally couldn't pick one thing.
Commitment to family and the way that we love each other in family. That actually how we feel and behave towards our family is in itself a value system. I feel programmed to love my family and to want to be with them and a part of them and to want to work for them, to want to make them proud of me. It's almost like a directive within me.
Connection to family and understanding different values of respect. Even going back to Sri Lanka just recently, worshipping your elders. I do it in a different way, coming from my First Nations upbringing that I've had here. Fundamentally they're the same, but they're different in their own ways, and that's what makes that sort of connection humbling and warming to be a part of.
We are constantly looking for collaboration, piggybacking on everyone else and growing as a community.
A lot of meaning behind a lot of things, and now there's all science behind why things have been happening for generations that way.
We're always so welcoming and helpful, and I think we're beautiful.
The variety, the explosion of color, fusion, fashion, style.
Togetherness. During periods of happiness and periods of grief, people always come together. People go out of their way. They're always ready. They'll always care for you, and you don't need to explain it. They will always be there.
It's very, very inclusive.
Community and collectivism.
The diversity.
All the stories.
How vibrant it is. I feel really lucky that we have so much color, festivity, zest.
Everyone's down to support each other and have each other's back, which is really cool.
It feels like you're part of one single constant group, say given as South Asian, but given the fact that there's so many different varieties of us, so many things to learn day by day, it's this cultural diversity which we have.
We all unite as one in the end because we all have that shared common experience.
In high school and stuff, I was so scared to be South Asian because I went to a very white dominated school, but then now I look back on it and I feel as though it's such a complex culture. Once you start start to embrace it, you just realize you're so proud to be a part of it.
The person I am now, fitness, dance, is because of the music, the movies, everything.
The incredible richness and diversity and complexity of our cultures. Understanding the nuances and the difference between them. The more I learn about our differences, the more excited I am to be South Asian.
There's just so many layers. You can be super South Asian and just be scratching the surface of what there is to learn about our culture.
There is so much to embrace and be proud of.
There are so many things that unify us, but so many things that are so different between different cultures and countries across South Asia. Everyone has a niche, whether it's fashion, whether it's politics, whether it's history, whether it's food, whether it's conservation. Everyone in the diaspora has a niche that they can connect with. That's why I think it's so great to have projects like these where you talk more to different people, learn more about different people, and understand that South Asia isn't a monolith.
There's a lot of flavor. That's what it is, as opposed to, I guess, anything else.
That's it, that's a wrap.
Oh my god. Thank you. Those are some questions, bro.
How was that?
That was fun. I like it. I like this format.
It got me thinking a lot.
It's like you were forcing people to be honest.
I don't know what I said.
You were great.
Really?
Honestly.
Oh.
You were great. Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks, Sendan.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You made me think about those things.
You were great. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm hoping that this series will help you start a conversation, take some time out to reflect, or find a way to connect more with your roots. With all the exciting things that we have planned for this channel, it'd be really, really helpful if you could like, subscribe, and share this with anyone else you think might resonate. I can't wait for all the cool things that we're going to bring for you. Join us next episode where I'll be asking some more spicy questions. See you there. Coming up on Pulse Check.
All the tears are coming.
That's a tough question.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh my gosh.
These questions are really deep.